Here's the truth that Wall Street doesn't want you to know. 93% of professional fund managers fail to beat the market over 15 years. Think about that. These are people whose literal job is to pick stocks, and they still lose to a simple, automated strategy. So what do regular people like you and me do? We stop trying to time the market and start using time as our weapon. That's dollar cost averaging with ETFs, and it's the closest thing to a wealth-building cheat code that actually exists. Let me set the scene. It's 2008. The market just crashed 50%. Your friend Sarah has $10,000 sitting in cash, waiting for the perfect entry point. She's convinced the market will drop another 30%. Your other friend Mike? He's been automatically investing $500 every single month, no matter what. Fast forward to today. Sarah finally feels confident enough to jump in, but she's already missed the entire recovery. Mike? He's up over $300,000, and here's the kicker. He never thought about it once. He just kept feeding the machine. This is dollar cost averaging, and it's not rocket science. But let me break down exactly why it works so well that I'm genuinely confused. It's not taught in every high school. DCA is simple. You invest the same amount of money at regular intervals, regardless of price. That's it. $500 every month. $1,000 every paycheck. The genius part? When the market dips, your $500 buys more shares. When it rallies, your $500 buys fewer shares. You're automatically buying the dip without the emotional stress of deciding when to buy the dip. It's like having a robot that removes your emotions from one of the biggest wealth-building decisions you'll ever make. Here's where it gets wild with the actual numbers. Let's say you're 35 years old and you commit to investing $500 every month until you're 65. Historically, the stock market returns about 10% annually. That's your average, including crashes, recoveries, everything. Do you know what that $500 per month turns into? $1.2 million. Let me say that again. $500 a month becomes $1.2 million. You contributed $180,000 of your own money. The market gifted you $1 million in compound growth. That's the power most people completely ignore. But here's the pattern interrupt. This only works if you actually stay invested. The second you panic sell during a crash, you've blown the entire strategy. Most people fail right here. They see the market down 20% and think, "Oh no, I should have waited." They sell. Game over. Meanwhile, the person who kept their $500 monthly going is literally buying shares at a 20% discount. 6 months later, when the market recovers, they're already up 30% on those discounted purchases. That's the difference between millionaires and people who always feel behind. Now, which ETF should you actually invest in? This is where most people overcomplicate it. You don't need to pick individual stocks. You don't need to be some Wall Street genius. The S&P 500 has been the best performing diversified thing for literally decades. VOO tracks it perfectly. VTI is even better because it includes small and mid-cap companies too. These are boring, they're slow, they're reliable, they're the opposite of exciting, which is exactly why they work. Your grandmother could have thrown $500 a month into VOO at any random point in the last 50 years, and she'd be rich by now. Here's the second pattern interrupt. Starting with $500 is actually better than waiting to save up $10,000. I know that sounds wrong, but mathematically, here's why. That first 500 has 30 years to compound. The second 500 has 29 years and 11 months. The timing matters more than the size. Your brain thinks you need to save up and do it right, but the market doesn't care about your psychology. It rewards time invested. That's it. Let me hit you with the common mistakes I see people make. First, they start DCA, then stop when the market crashes. Don't do that. The market always crashes. That's not a signal to stop. That's when DCA works best. Second, they pick 5 different ETFs, thinking diversification helps. It doesn't. VTI or VOO is already diversified across thousands of companies. Picking multiple ETFs just adds complexity. Third, they obsess over the exact time to make their investments. Does it matter if you invest on the 1st or the 15th? No. Does it matter if you invest $500 or $450? Barely. What matters is that you do it consistently. Here's your action plan starting today. Open a brokerage account. Vanguard, Fidelity, or M1 Finance all work great. Pick one to most ETF. VOO if you want pure S&P 500 or VTI if you want total market exposure. Set up an automatic monthly investment. Pick an amount you can actually sustain, even if the market crashes 40%. I'm talking about money you won't panic withdraw. Then here's the most important part. Mute notifications. Don't check your portfolio every day. Don't panic read financial news. Just let it work. The math doesn't lie. $500 per month for 30 years at historical market returns equals generational wealth. Not lottery money, not startup money, just steady, boring, automated wealth. That's dollar cost averaging, and it's literally how normal people become millionaires. If this resonated with you, like the video. It helps us reach people who actually need to hear this. Subscribe if you're serious about building wealth without the noise. And drop a comment. What's your biggest question about investing? Let me know. Disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Always consult a licensed financial advisor before making investment decisions.